All right, guys, I'm back with you here. It is August 1st. So I had a request from somebody, I forget who it was, but they wanted a hay update. I can do that. It hasn't been for lack of content that I haven't been posting videos as regularly. It's more time trying to find time, so I can do a hay update here and let you know kind of where we are. All right, first thing I want to do, I want to check this last year's second cutting. This was all sold. You guys know that. I've been storing it for a guy. He pays me basically when the bales come out of the field, and doesn't have a place to store it, so we put it up top here so it was separate. And it looks like he's working on the pile, but it won't be too much longer. We'll be putting more second cutting up here. So this was pretty well full up to the windows, out to this door. We just left a little path there and then back there. So he's got probably, I don't know, three more loads out of here or more. So we got to make room in here to be able to store this year's crop. So I don't know what his plans are, but anyway, let's go look at the hay we made this year. All right, so it's not as impressive. Usually I was up somewhere up in this neighborhood all the way back. You can see there's still a wagon loaded here, and that's fine. The one guy that comes, he has the dump truck and he can pull right in and we can load off of the wagon. But anyway, we did not make as much hay this year so far as last year, and the baler broke when I had, I want to say 4 acres to go. Now this time of the year, August 1st, the first cutting is straw, so it's not good, doesn't look good. So what's going to happen there with the first cutting, once the baler's fixed, well, the baler is fixed, we'll get into that. We're going to make first and second cutting together. That's a trick you can do, and I did that in 2017. So I gave some of those bales to the one horse customer with the first and the second cutting together. The first cutting will come up, it'll get like straw, then the second crop will come up through, and there is some nutritional value to that, but it just doesn't look good, and there's not much nutrition in the first cutting because it's pretty well dried out. But I gave him some bales and told him to see what the horses would do, and he said they ate that stuff just like they would eat first or second cutting regularly. So that's what we're going to do there. We're just going to have to make it all together. It won't look as nice as hay, but there is some green stuff in there, and as long as the horses eat it, that's fine with me, and as long as he doesn't mind, that's what we're going to have to do. So you'll take notice the hay elevator isn't set up. We did not need the hay elevator as of yet. Reason being, the other wagons that I had loaded, they did not get unloaded and put in the hay pile here, the first round of wagons. Those actually went from the wagon to the hay customers' vehicles and out of here. So I'm trying to think how many wagon loads. It was 4 or 5 that left right away. So that was less. I had to stack in here and unload. I just left this one loaded, so we're ready to go here. But I think this pile was down, I think we had 3 layers. So we were here, and we added 3 layers. So I don't know how many bales that is, but we added 3 layers here, and still plenty for what I'm doing with hay. I don't think I'm going to run out. So, and I want to get 2018's crop used up, and we didn't even make any second cutting yet. So we'll see how it goes. And of course, we still have 2017 hay back there. So that's just a quick hay update. The second cutting is coming along nicely. You'll remember I said probably around August 10th, we'll try to watch the weather. That nitrogen I put on did not burn the grass, so we should be good there. Putting it on at night before rain, it was perfect timing. So we'll see what becomes of second crop. So it's definitely not as impressive not having the hay stacked up to the rafters. Not that I got that far, but close to it. But if I have to sacrifice some hay sales for 10, 12 truckloads more of corn, I'm going to do it, especially hopefully this year. But all right, so that's where we're at with the hay. A couple things I want to talk about hay here for a minute, and where we're at, and some of my thoughts. Nothing here is going to happen just yet, but just like to think out loud and get feedback from people. All right, so as far as the hay, I think I'm pretty sure I had lost one of my larger hay customers, the guy that was getting pretty well every week. Can't say for sure, but I haven't seen him in quite a while. And word on the street is he was buying hay somewhere else. So that's fine. I'm not going to give it away, especially now with how difficult it is for me to find time to make hay with a full-time job and a part-time job. And you guys know the whole deal. So I could probably be more aggressive, advertise, get some new customers, but there's some changes in the works now, and if they do come true, I'm seriously thinking about giving up on the hay making altogether, and possibly selling my hay equipment. If I would go that route, right now I have enough hay in the barn for the customers I have left. Now I have enough for at least a year and a half that I could still supply them. But there's a couple fields I like to put corn in next year. I like to go to plant rye for my grass crop. I'd like to plant rye. I'd like to raise enough rye to keep for myself for cover crops, and sell the rest just to cover my expenses to put the rye out. I don't think I'd bale the straw. Like I say, I'm in need of organic matter here on the farm. It's different if you're baling the straw and then you're bedding your cows and then you're taking that manure and straw and putting it back on the fields, but that wouldn't be the case. It would be harvested, straw would be baled, and there'd be nothing put back. So we have to see. I'm trying to think here best way to go about this. And it doesn't make sense if I do put corn in the last couple fields, hay fields that I have, do a corn and bean rotation, and then have rye. As like I say, rye would be the grass crop. If I would do that, there'd only be like 4 acres that I'd have to keep in grass just for erosion. And I'm not going to keep all the hay equipment for 4 acres. It makes no sense. So I don't know. We have to see. I'm just thinking out loud here. If some of these changes do come through, then I'm going to have even less time. So just trying to figure out the best route, figure out what's going to work the best for the business. I can tell you right now with losing a hay customer and how slow there's a little profit there, but I mean, it's, for me anyway, it's slow going. The money comes in slow, the hay goes out slow. It's just not... And the amount of time you put in, I don't know. We're just thinking out loud here, but somebody wanted a hay update, and that's where we're at with our hay for 2019 so far.